Hi, you guys. So, for Sew Together in March, we all made the Hanbok Vest. If you're not familiar with what Sew Together is, check the description box. I have a link for you. But basically, it's a whole bunch of us sewing the exact same pattern on the exact same month. So, today I am going to walk you through each and every step of making the Hanbok Vest by Sewing Therapy. This one is a really quick sew. Everybody in the chat was commenting on how fun it was to sew, how easy it was to sew, and most people had a ton of success with theirs. So, without further ado, let's get into it. First thing we're going to do is make our bias tape. There are lots of ways to do this. I happen to have this really cool, fancy, expensive machine that does it for me. I love this thing. I will never talk anybody out of getting it. That said, though, you absolutely 100% do not need this to make bias tape. You can make it tons and tons of different ways, either using tools that you can buy or even without it. But you are going to want a whole bunch of bias tape because we're going to encase all of the raw edges with it, essentially. All right, and once you have some bias tape made, you're going to want to cut some to the length of the ties. And then you're going to want to finish or close up one end of the ties. I learned this trick on Instagram and have done it this way ever since. It's a little bit of origami, but once you get it, it gives you the most clean, finished end of a tie that you will ever get. So basically what you want to do is take one end of your tie, cut off the corners, and then you're going to fold down the short edge. You're going to fold in the right hand edge, and then the left hand edge is going to get tucked into the right hand edge. It might not make a whole lot of sense as I am explaining this, but once you start getting your hands on it and start doing it for yourself, you'll see how easily it kind of comes together. All right, so to sew these ties, I am switching from my regular presser foot to my edge stitch foot. I'm going to put that little shark fin on the very edge of the tie. I'm going to start at the raw edge, go all the way down one long end, pivot, come across the short edge, and then go all the way back up the other long end. You're going to do this for both ties. All right, so next up, we have to do a annoying but necessary step, and that is to stay stitch. So switch your foot back to your regular presser foot, and grabbing one layer at a time, you are going to stitch at a regular stitch length just inside of the seam allowance all along the front neckline and the back neckline. And you want to start at the shoulders and sew toward the centers. So do each front side, and then on the back, you're going to start from the shoulder, cross over the center back a little bit, take it out of your machine, start on the other shoulder, and come back and meet in the middle. Okay, so now we are ready to sew the shoulder seams. You can see me pinning them here, and then we're just going to sew them. And we're also going to pin and sew the side seams as well. All right, so now it is time to baste on your ties, and I want you to do what I'm saying, not what I am doing. Okay, on one side of your vest, you're going to see a little notch on the pattern piece. You're going to put one tie there. The other tie needs to go into the opposite side's side seam, which I did not do. Therefore, my vest did not tie together properly in the end, and that's okay. We ended up fixing it, but save yourself the headache and do it correctly the first time. All right, now we are going to repeat all of these steps, the stay stitching, the shoulder seam, the side seam, with our lining. Now, once you've got an outer layer and a lining layer, you are going to place them wrong sides together. I did go an extra step and I basted all of my raw edges before I even began to attempt attaching the bias tape because my lining was a little bit slippery and I just wanted to ensure that it wasn't going to shift at all while I'm also trying to manage and finagle the bias tape as well. All right, from here on out, it really is dress sewing on this bias tape. So to start the bias tape off, you're going to want to fold the raw edge toward you, and then sew inside of that first fold. Now, again, this is another time where if you do what I say and not what I do, I think that you'll have better results. I wish that I would have sewn this bias tape on with the right side of the bias tape touching the lining instead. That way, whenever you flip it over and you're doing your top stitching, you are getting the prettiest side of the bias tape on the outside because that's where you're stitching in the ditch. And then the visible, quote unquote, visible stitches, whether or not you sew super accurately on the underside, will all be hidden because it's in the lining. It's not the end of the world if you do it the way that I did it. I just think it's a little bit cleaner and neater and more professional looking if the prettiest side is on the outside. All right, and once you come all the way around, attaching the bias tape, then you're going to fold it along the remaining two folded edges that you have, covering and encasing the raw edge of the vest. Then you're going to top stitch very, very close to the inner edge of the bias tape. Then you're going to repeat this exact same process on each of the arm size, and at that point, your vest will be done. And here is how mine turned out. Again, ignore the fact that it's not tied. I was literally finishing up sewing this as I was running out the door to teach a class, which is where I'm at on location here. So I didn't have time to fix it before I went out the door. But that's okay. It's still cute. Nobody said anything about it. So even if they did notice that it was weird that it wasn't tied, they at least didn't tell me, which was fine. I do have some thoughts about the fit of it all. Mostly with the shoulder length and the arm side, like the length of the arm side, like how big that circumference is. It's a very wide opening. And it also drops down a little bit too low for my liking. So I think if I were to make another one, I would just cut back on the shoulder length and kind of just blend that into a higher arm side, and that might fix all of those problems. But other than that, I really do like this. I think it's super cute. I ended up pairing it, obviously, with a skirt that I made from the same exact fabric. This is a free pattern that we sewed last year for Sew Together. I will link it in the description box for you guys. But that is going to do it for me today, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!